I'm in red form, in a red state, such a red case on a red song. In a shared space with my shareholders, cause we share a bond. Spiritual healthcare, that's real self-care, you won't care for.
I got my Mets hat on to the back. Y'all already know where we going with the stats.
Any artist that's talking garbage and try to curse us, y'all follow a wave and do whatever's current. I follow his ways. I know my turn is coming.
Welcome to New York Giants Full Access. Add it to the cart, and we got you. And that's it, man. Go purchase Big Pat Sports Talk merch and support the family, man. And welcome to Big Pat Sports Talk. Thank you for your support. What's going on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all platforms? Welcome to another episode of New York Giants Full Access with your boy Big Pat Sports Talk. And today's subject is, it's another versus, man. It's going to be Andrew Thomas and Evan Neal versus Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence. Can the New York Giants offensive line turn the tables against the Dallas Cowboys edge rush, especially at the tackle position? Can they stop this formidable duo and Micah Parsons and Lawrence and stop them from getting multiple sacks against Daniel Jones week 1, MetLife Stadium, primetime lights, Sunday Night Football? Can we get protection for Daniel Jones? And that has yet to been answered, especially against the Cowboys. One of those guys has gotten multiple sacks every time they've played against us. DeMarcus Lawrence, the first game, had 3 sacks against Evan Neal. And Parsons, the second game, got 2 sacks against Andrew Thomas. Although Andrew Thomas was not feeling well that game, so Parsons took advantage of that. So can we stop these two guys from making just pure havoc against us, man? I have to take a wait and see approach. If I'm going to give somebody the edge, obviously you have to give the edge to the edge rushers. And that's Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence, because we haven't proven that we can stop them from getting inside and sacking our quarterback and making our quarterback have to make quick decisions and making our quarterback, just tucking the ball and taking a sack because he's getting in there so fast. We can't attack the defense down the field because they're getting in so fast, especially by the tackle position. You cannot be a turnstile at the tackle position and expect our quarterback to make plays. So is Evan Neal's new stance, is he going to be able to get out quick enough to stop DeMarcus Lawrence from getting the edge against him and forcing Daniel Jones at the very least to maneuver out the pocket and take away one half of the field by doing that? Can Andrew Thomas hold up against Micah Parsons? So let's go through these two battles. First, let's talk about Micah Parsons versus Andrew Thomas. Now, Andrew Thomas is an all-pro bowler. That game against Micah Parsons last year was not the norm. He was not feeling well. He was having flu-like symptoms. And he's going against a beast in Micah Parsons who's trying to make him look bad. And he did make him look bad the second game. The very first game, Parsons didn't do anything when Andrew Thomas was fully healthy. So if I have to give somebody a check mark in this matchup, I have to give Andrew Thomas the check mark. It's not many edge rushers in the league that could get past him. Micah Parsons is probably one, but everybody else, man, they were just getting the business. Like, he can't do anything with Andrew Thomas, and that goes for a lot of the guys in the league when it comes to Andrew Thomas and his blocking ability. You're not getting in there when Andrew Thomas is blocking. That's why Daniel Jones has so much confidence in throwing the ball with Andrew Thomas out there, even though the offensive line has been absolutely awful. How many sacks has Micah Parsons gotten against Andrew Thomas healthy and not feeling sick? I want to say 0. Somebody could correct me if I'm wrong, but but I want to say 0. I think it's absolutely 0. So I'm not worried about that matchup. That matchup there, it's not a wash. I give my offensive tackle the advantage of that matchup. Now, the matchup that we have to worry about, and I know a lot of Giants fans don't want to hear this, and I know there's some Giants fans that automatically say that he's not a right tackle, he should be a guard. There's some Giants fans that think that he's going to be a gold jacket. And that's Evan Neal versus DeMarcus Lawrence. Now, as you guys know, DeMarcus Lawrence beat Evan Neal like an absolute drum last season. Like an absolute drum. I mean, man, he was just moving around Evan Neal like he wasn't even lined up out there last year. And if you watch the Evan Neal special on the Giants network channel here on YouTube, that day really didn't sit well with Evan Neal. And reason why is because Evan Neal has never been beaten like that in his life in the game of football. Evan Neal's always been the big guy on the block. No matter if he was in high school or he was at college at Alabama, he was just bigger than you. He was just dominant. And that was the very first time in Evan Neal's career that he's ever been dominated like that. And shout out say embarrassed. He was absolutely embarrassed last year. And he didn't get a chance to get his get back in the second game because he was injured. So I'm going to give the edge to DeMarcus Lawrence because I have no choice until Evan Neal shows that he can even put a finger on him. That performance that he had against the Cowboys that very first game was Nate Solder-like. And we can't have that in this game. If we have that in this game, we lose. I don't see a way that we can win this game if DeMarcus Lawrence is getting pressure like he did last game. Like, that is just absolutely ridiculous. So is Evan Neal's new stance going to allow him to get out his break more? Is Evan Neal's new stance going to allow him to stop leaning forward and letting those guys bat his hands down to get around the edge? Is Evan Neal going to have that hunger like he had at Alabama and be the big man on the block and stop DeMarcus Lawrence from putting his hands on Daniel Jones? Is Evan Neal going to step up to the plate this season and give Daniel Jones the protection that he needs in order to get this ball down the field to these weapons? Waller, Paris Campbell, Hyatt, Shep, Wan'Dale Robinson, Hodgins, Slayton, Bellinger, Barkley, Cager. Is he going to be able to do that? As much as I don't want to put pressure on a young player because he's only in his second year, the pressure's on Evan Neal. Because plays like that's shown on the screen, that cannot happen this year. And I'm not saying you're going to be a bust if sometimes you let it happen, but you have to be a whole lot better than you were last year because we need you to take that step right now. Our window of opportunity has just been open with the offseason we just had this year. And you know how we keep that window open and open it up even wider? Is if you take that step that we need you to take and protect our quarterback. It's the only way this window opens. And a lot of you guys, you may not agree of me putting this much pressure on Evan Neal, but Evan Neal is the key to this offense this season if we're going to be a top-ranked offense this season. If we're going to be able to put the pressure on these teams, be able to throw the ball deep and use our speed to our advantage, Evan Neal has to block. If Saquon Barkley is going to have an amazing season again, Evan Neal is going to have to block. If Daniel Jones is going to be able to take that next step that we believe that he could be a top 5 quarterback in this league, Evan Neal is going to have to block. If we're going to be a time controlling offense this year to where we could dink or duck you, run the ball, or go deep and get first down after first down after first down, Evan Neal's going to have to block better. Evan Neal's going to have to block better to help out Glowinski a little bit. That's why I say he's a key to this season. If Evan Neal blocks better, our running game is better, our passing game is better, our time of possession is better, our field control is better, Daniel Jones is better, Barkley is better, Waller is better, Campbell is better, Robinson is better, Hodgins is better, Slayton is better. You want to know why? Because now we have more time in the pocket for Daniel Jones to find a receiver. That makes all our receivers better. So yeah, I'm putting the pressure on Evan Neal because I want you to beat this dude. Don't let this happen to you again this season with DeMarcus Lawrence. Don't give him that confidence of like he's that dude out there, because he rarely ever does it against anybody else. Now Parsons is that dude. He shows up every game. But DeMarcus Lawrence, he don't show up every game like that. He's had one season like that. So don't allow this dude talk noise to you like he can't talk noise to everybody else that he plays. Shut him down. Punch him in his mouth. Push him in the back of his head to get him away from Daniel Jones, and let Daniel Jones operate, Evan Neal. So after this game, you will get the green check mark and not the red X in this matchup. And if you handle DeMarcus Lawrence, that's going to give you the confidence to go handle anybody else out there. And if you have that confidence, and we have Andrew Thomas on one side and we have you on the other, that's the pillars that Joe Shane and Brian Daboll envision for Daniel Jones to take off to the next level. So that's the matchup that I'm worried about. Evan Neal against DeMarcus Lawrence, and I want you to kick his ass and show them who the New York Giants are. I don't want to see none of this crap of him celebrating and talking noise like he's just that dude. Get up out of here. So am I a little bit worried about this matchup? Out of 100%, I'm going to say 50. Because I don't know what Evan Neal is going to do, but he's going to show me on Sunday night right here on Big Pat Sports Talk when we call the game for Sunday Night Football Week 1. I want you to show up, Evan Neal. I want you to show out and throw DeMarcus Lawrence out the club. But this has been Big Pat Sports Talk, New York Giants full access. Thank you guys for watching. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that big blue join button, and join the big blue crew and talk your talk with Big Pat Sports Talk. As you know, I'm going to talk my talk no matter what you thought. Also, go visit the Big Pat Sports Shop, cop some merch at the Big Pat Sports Shop, and support the family, the Big Blue Crew. Thank you to my sponsors, Giant Social and Sporting Hood. Can't wait to do this upcoming season with you guys. Link is in the description. Sign up for free. Tell them Big Pat Sports Talk sent you. And until the next episode, you know what it is, man. Peace.